Okay, we'll let another middle touch. I guess the best side is putting on that heat. Watching out there. You're on the air. Punchline. What Kelly Pavlik and James Ingus. Sorry, I got to give my daughter the key to get into the gym. So shit happens.
Shit happens. I'm not even.
Dominguez is here.
We don't need our mask. Give your mask.
No,
I got mine.
I trust the fact that you won't sneeze or cough.
I don't have COVID.
If you do sneeze or cough, I will rabbit punch the back of your head.
Now that you say it, I want to pressure this not to cough, man. I was just trying to get on. Line now. We'll shit for 10 minutes. This is a new one, right? Yeah, I got the pouch.
So we'll get it all set up here, guys. A big weekend of boxing. You gotta turn it down.
I did. I did turn it down. There was a big weekend of boxing. Are you on YouTube?
Nothing here.
Yeah, so
A lot to talk about on the fight last night. I tell you what, man, it was sure was dragged out.
dude, it was really
Long. I think that's a big issue with boxing right now. I'm being dead honest. Some of these shows are just really dragged out. Some of these fight cards, and it's just, and it becomes torture to sit through and watch.
right.
I think you got to start putting some better undercards together or something. I don't know.
Clarence says, "What's up, guys?" Jeff Reagan says, "Hey, guys." Dana says, "Hey, James. What's up? What's up there? How you doing, Dana?" Opinions on Chris wins. Finally, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up, Kevin? We've been back for a month, Kevin.
Yeah.
But
Non-Pale Frio says, I just watched you KO Gary Lockett the other night, HBO highlights. It was a good one, man. Thank you.
yeah, I agree with the fights. I'm at the point now where I don't want to get fights. Like, I'd rather watch them and then and record and fast forward through them, not live anymore. Because, dude, I don't want to sit for 3 hours and wait for Jamal Charlo to fight or Jamal after Jamal fought. You know what I mean?
And some of these fights are boring. I mean, it's
Justin,
Yeah.
turn down. You turn down your phone, Justin.
Wow.
I was getting blamed. Dude, and let's just. Clarence said it was a damn good pay-per-view last night.
Oh shit.
Really fuck that up. Clarence said it was a damn good pay-per-view last night. I think it was a good pay-per-view.
all right.
It wasn't. I think
I'm telling, as it fell.
it fell. It's moving there, dude. You did. You have to put it back.
I have to put it back.
Put it back. We're coming. Hold on. Sorry, guys. It fell.
Okay.
Uh-oh, it's really off the center now.
That's all right. We got it now.
All right. So they're saying, I don't know, man. So they're saying damn good win last night. What, like, good pay-per-view. I don't know if it was a good pay-per-view.
So we're gonna get to that. Pittsburgh Hole said Joe passed your gym the other day. Hope you're well. Yep, all good, man. Thanks. Just stopped in. I don't know. I don't see where it was so good. I mean, there was a couple decent fights, but I mean, it was dragged out. Okay, first of all, I was talking with James about this right before. You had however long the first fight was. Then we had to watch these two guys that come on that have a podcast that don't look like they ever even gotten stuff put in the box into them for 45 minutes talk.
They just bill it on.
Yeah, it's from 8 at night till.
Well, Steven said there was no reason. I think we should drag it on for advertising dollars. I guess they've been doing that lately.
And good to be stuck for 5 hours on a Saturday night watching that.
But what happens is a lot of times, poor connection, great. What happens is a lot of these fights, they have to get all these advertising done. That's where their money's coming. It's definitely not coming from fans, right? So they're gonna drag these fights out so they can get all that advertising done in that 5-hour period.
But it hasn't been like that.
No.
It's starting to really.
Well, we saw that with Canelo and Kovalev. Remember that when they had Canelo and Kovalev laid up 3 hours on couches? It was just ridiculous.
There was more of a reason for that. That was because it was the same night as the UFC big fight.
Steven says, we look blurry. I think it's just a camera on, guys. It's just a different one right now. We're me and Kelly are back in the gym, but our producer had to do it from home day because they can all be together next week. How do you think they looked? We'll get with Jamal. How do you think Jamal looks?
I think that they looked pretty good. I think to be honest with you, I gotta be that honest. Jamel fought Derevchenko, and I thought that was a big win. I thought that he dominated that fight, and the two Kings couldn't really do that to him. And I understand that they were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then Jamal, he looked good. He did what he thought. I mean, I thought Rosario took a fall. I think he opted out of that fight. For a minute there, I thought he had a seizure in the ring. I don't know, but I watched the replay. He got hit. His elbow took the whole blunt shot of that, and then it slid off and tapped in his belly. A professional fighter, world champion, that's not enough force to put you down.
No, it's not.
I don't want no doctors or all of a sudden a Facebook sports science guy coming in and telling us that was a legit shot that hurt him. It don't happen like that.
Well, Facebook MDs will get out here and say, if you've never been hit to the body like that, I got hit by Curtis Coates back in 1949. He hit me in the body.
Don't tell me this person put down so-and-so.
Don't tell me shit.
I seen a guy sneeze on somebody's belly button and Berkshire scream.
Harry Grant hit my grandfather in a bar one time. Hit him in his shoulder and gave him a massive coronary. Tell me shit unless you knew I fucking grab him.
Yeah.
What's up, Scott?
Like Sonny Chavez says it out.
It was legit. It was a good body shot. He landed that shot a few times though, prior to it.
That put him down.
No, not to put him down, but he did land great shots.
I was gonna say because the one that he threw in the body hit him.
No,
and the elbow didn't even come back and hit him in the hip.
But if you look, remember the second round, third, fourth, he was landing good body work.
Yeah, good body shots, but
here's my thing, Kelly. And I'm gonna say it because some people don't want to really say that. Canelo will kick Jamal Charlos' ass. He's gonna kick his ass. If anybody thinks any different, styles make fights. If you look at it, there's no doubt that Canelo won't kick.
Canelo would yes.
Cindy's hiding. Look, she's in the back hiding. She can't get on camera.
But overall, I think that they looked good last night. They fought good.
You know what? I've always said that the Charlos have an upside. The problem is they for some reason they don't want them guys to step up. And I've heard from 100% great sources, probably the best source of boxing, that Uncle Al don't like them. That Uncle Al do not like the Charlo brothers. He represents them, but he doesn't like them. And he said, and this is what I've heard, and this is 100%. If Al Heyman likes you, you fight on Fox. If you're on his card, you're just not a big fan, you fight for Showtime for him. And his best, and the guys he likes, he makes sure he puts on Fox. The guys that he don't, he put on Showtime. And I've heard this, and I heard this matter of fact about a week ago. And you know who told me that. You remember? You remember now?
Yeah.
And if he says something, it's usually legit, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's up there with those dudes. But yeah.
I think they heard you.
Good. Look at Justin. But yeah, Taylor's KO or Charlos KO. Who's more suspect, Taylor's KO or Charlos KO? Charlos looked pretty suspect.
Charlos to me did. That looked like a way to get the hell out of there.
Steve Casper said Rosario was hurt earlier in the fight, and I think he would never recover. I agree with that too. I saw him hurt a couple times in the fight.
Okay, and I agree. I'm not arguing that. He got hurt a couple times, Rosario. I mean, he got fucked up, like legs gone. Not arguing that. I'm saying, but he he took the easy way out.
Yeah.
He knew he got hurt. I think he knew that he was not going to win that fight, and chances are he was going to get knocked out. But nobody's going to sit here and tell me that he got hurt from that jab. That was his way of getting that fight over with and getting the hell out of there. The easy way.
Yeah. So what about Jamel? What judge did Jamel did?
Did good. They both did good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they both had impressive big wins. And I'm going to tell you right now, they were big enough against the opponents. Some of the top guys in each weight class,
Yeah.
and I thought that they did better than expected, and that's huge.
Do you think they have a ceiling? I think the Charlo brothers have a ceiling.
I don't think so. I think they could dominate. I think the junior middleweight could dominate his weight class, and I think that middleweight could beat everybody except for Canelo. But right now, Canelo's not too relevant because he's not really fighting that.
What about a guy like Patrick? You got Patrick Teixeira, junior middleweight champion, and then you got a guy.
The only problem with Patrick is I think he's a little too light right now.
Yeah. And then you got guys at middleweight. You got guys at middleweight like Kanat, Islam, and you still got Andrade at middleweight.
I think he could be that. I think Andrade he fares a good chance against Kanat. I don't know. I haven't seen much of Kanat either.
Kanat Islam, yeah. We know that he's 30 and out. He came out. He's been injured.
We know that our buddy works with them guys
yeah,
too.
but he's been injured because of that Achilles heel, and Achilles tendon. But we know he fights again in a couple weeks.
Yeah, but without being biased, we just haven't seen enough of him.
I've seen it.
So I think Andrade, I think that's a good fight. Patrick Teixeira, I still a 50-50 fight right there.
Yeah.
Because Patrick throws so many punches around and is so
he hits
active.
hard too.
Yeah. But I just think he's a lighter, not as strong. And Charlos are big for their weight class.
Well,
they're just big, physical guys. They're not super skilled. And I'm going to say that. Like, they're not, like, flashy fast.
Yeah.
And then I think that's why, like, somebody like Canelo, I think Canelo has a fairly easy time.
For me, it's hard for me to see if a guy like Adonis isn't pushing Patrick back. It's going to be really hard for a guy like Jamel Charlo to push him back. Because Patrick is the bigger guy. Even get Jamel. Patrick's the guy that's 6 foot tall,
And their body, they're thick.
It's that Texan blood. Who do you go between Inoue and Casemiro? Oh, I'm definitely taking Inoue in that fight.
Yeah, it's hard. You're talking anyway versus somebody like who I thought was Navarrete, who I thought was supposed to fight. And then that's
Navarrete moved up.
Yeah, that's probably the only time you're not going to hear me take anyway.
Navarrete moved up to fight the other champion. They both have good jabs. They do. And I think.
Beat them all. No.
I think too. I think what helps the Charlo brothers is actually beating camp with one of them beating camp with Spence. I think that's a big thing for having that kind of with them.
Not unless they're fighting a southpaw, though.
I think just having his experience. It's not always having that guy, just having the experience of that guy. Being around greatness helps you become better. I've always thought that, too. How likely is the Canelo to retard seat?
You offer him the right amount of money to come down. If this, okay, now look, Charlo went in there and took care of his, I don't know. I think right now, in my opinion, that's an interesting fucking fight for me. That other than Canelo fighting, and I think Canelo gets beat by some of the top 168 because I think he's just too small. But I think at 160, that's entertaining. Like, I want to see Canelo come down and finish the business at 160. And after the performance that Charlo had last night, I'm interested in hell in that fight.
Yeah.
I'm really a great matchup.
So what did you think about Esmith? Boston, the best fighter nobody talks about is Luis Nery. Luis Nery's a good fighter.
Yeah, he fought last.
He's a good fighter.
Yeah, he's tough. I mean, he he had his hands full for the beginning part of that fight, though. He did. They had him up. I actually had him losing after 4. Trent said Larry Hazard should never judge again. Korobov beat Jamal, but Hazard has it 118-110 Charlo.
I don't know. Matt Korobov, that was a close fight.
That was a good fight. I didn't have it. I don't know. I had it pretty much even.
You know what, though?
He's going to be twice.
Yeah, but those are the amateurs. And they scored way different.
Yeah, it's a totally different ball game there. Especially you get the motherfuckers like who and Badoo Jack Pro here hitting you
Yeah.
for a 6.
God, because I know the pro would have stopped my lights out. I mean,
Yeah.
Kane Fields. But who's the big muscle bound motherfucker? Lacey? Not Lacey. When I'm lazy, what do you think that happened? The kid that Canelo knocked out, animal fighter. Got him. Fucker. So, big difference.
Yeah. Michael Donahue said last show. I got to tip my hat to. It just, I thought that it was an impressive performance by both of them. Did they wow me? No. Did they leave me thinking that they were the top in their weight class still? No, because I guess you could still consider Canelo middleweight. I mean, he can bounce right back to middleweight easily. In middleweight, I think right now, I could say if anybody maybe the top junior middleweight right now. Patrick, that's still a 50-50 fight, though.
That's very Wade, what do you think about well, the big one last night too? Yeah. He up and comer. He didn't quit. The guy knocked out. In Mexico, he fought Mexico.
Mexico.
And Arce undercard.
Oh.
And Chavez Jr. Chavez right on saying there is no, that's the ceiling. Chavez Senior hit a ceiling. We're
I think it's done. I think it's time.
Yeah, right.
Ricky said Rosario wanted out of that fight. I agree, Rick. I didn't think
they said our audio again. I don't know about you. Shit. How damaging is COVID to boxing? It's very damaging to boxing. I would hate to see the money that we've lost the past year.
It's taking its toll on it. And listen, and even before the COVID hit, I was getting full, but it's really dull without the fans being in the arena also.
It's adjusting. So can you check your phones on the Wi-Fi again?
So I would have to exercise that.
So exit out and then go to your little setting thing.
Like, make sure my Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is off.
It's
off.
Yeah.
Big old fucking.
Dude, you don't have it. It should be memorized in there.
Yeah, put the password in.
Password's that.
Yeah, it's right behind.
You got a stick? Is it on sticky?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the sticky? I got it. Here, I'll read it. You do it.
Hold on, guys. Bear with.
You're off the air. No matter. Yeah, we're just getting the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi went off on one. I think I have to put it back on. Go ahead. It's ATT. No. It's that percentage number, the percent. Did you guys think that Fury Wilder 3 will happen in December with some fans? I think so, Darren. I think it's going to happen, though. There's too much money for it not to happen, and they are training, so we'll see. Trent said, McMillan apparently has 230 KOs, the amateurs have 350 wins. I've never heard of someone having 230 amateur KOs. You know, seeing Oscar Delice, I think he had 100. It's possible. It's very possible. And I think Rigondeaux had a high KO percentage rate too. So yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, what I've been wanting to do, guys, we've been wanting to talk about the main thing I've been wanting to talk about now. It was joined. There you go.
Enjoy it.
You're in. Just go back settings. Go back to the thing now. Scroll. There you go. We're back.
All right.
Is it better?
Nope. Still pause.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right, guys, we're back. Can you hear us better? All right. All right, you guys. Yeah, they were asking if they thought Wilder and Fury would happen. I definitely think it's going to happen.
I know, but I'm over it.
What do you think about Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor being announced?
I don't like it. Listen, I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
Conor was a lot bigger.
Again.
I don't know.
Fuck.
You know what? My AT&T here has been horrible.
You need to switch to.
No, over just in this area.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something that the Birdfish is doing.
Oh.
Anywhere else in the gym.
Birdfish or cocksucker.
Yeah, it's bad.
No, everybody uses it up. You know,
Everybody that has AT&T cannot get anything over here in this area.
Yeah, I use.
But Conor was way bigger than Floyd.
Yeah.
The night of that fight when Conor fought Floyd, I bet you, if I could be a fly on the wall, I bet you that he was, no exaggeration, 30 pounds heavier than Floyd. So imagine how much bigger he'll be than Manny Pacquiao. Manny still might be able to outbox him, though.
Try to say, nah, nobody is scoring that many amateur knockouts that you heard of. That you heard of or that you've seen. Because they said that Ukrainian amateur scored 230 knockouts in over 350 fights. Why not? But Tom Trent said he asked about it, and then when you answered him, he says nobody is doing it. I guess he just wanted to answer his own question, which is fine with me.
Yeah.
He's like, have you ever heard of it? Well, Oscar had 158, 207 fights, and you know.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, the amateurs, a knockout is not just that; it's an RSC too.
Yeah, referee.
It don't always have to be a knockout. If a referee, if your head gets snapped back,
boxing.
if your head gets snapped back twice,
yeah,
you're getting a fight stopped. If you don't respond, the first time he asks you a question, your eyes are watering.
The same in the pros.
It's RSC.
If the referee stops the fight at the end it has KO.
Yeah, but I think Trent wanted to answer his own question, which is cool. I don't mind that.
Yeah, so that's my take on. I mean, do I think Pacquiao could win the fight?
I do. I think Manny's gonna whoop his ass, dude.
But I was just saying the size. It's going to look like a heavyweight versus a middleweight.
You know what though? Conor is going to be looking like he's chasing a ghost with that kid. Even Manny, even older, the way he moves around is going to be a lot more than Conor even seen. Floyd did that to him. What do you think Manny's going to do? The way he shifts and moves, you know?
I don't know.
Unless he hits him with something crazy, Conor throwing some crazy shot. I don't know. I really think it's just for the money. But
I think why come Conor don't? If he wants to really fight somebody, why come he don't call out Canelo?
Because Canelo will actually put that dude in intensive care.
That's what I'm saying. Call out or Danny Jacobs.
Intensive care. Those are big fighters.
Call out. Well, and what does he fight at?
Middleweight. Oh, but Danny Jacobs. But you ain't gonna make $100 million on Danny. You're gonna make $100 on Floyd and Manny.
Well, you're Conor, so yeah, you still could. But what in the UFC? What does Conor fight? What is he weighing at?
He weighs from 155 to 170. He bounces between weights.
You're talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao, who's actually at the highest that he can go at 147.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's cherry picking.
No, you know what though? Wouldn't it be nice to see someone from boxing go to the UFC? If you're gonna do that,
well, Ray Mercer did.
Yeah, but
he won. He knocked out Sylvia.
Yeah, with one punch. But let's actually see somebody go there with skills. You know what I mean? Like a wrestler, like maybe Crawford or Lomachenko, who can do that.
Yeah.
I know we say we're not going to watch it, but you know we're going to watch it, right?
Yeah, right. Is that a little better, Justin? Give me a thumbs up.
It looks better. You should fight Spence. Hey, Amber.
What's up, Amber?
He should fight Spence. Yeah, but there's no money in it. There's no money in that. Most people, people outside of boxing don't know who Errol Spence is.
The Quad said Tyson would have been a good MMA fighter. I think so with his build.
and the wrestling ability he had,
Yeah.
I think he could be decent.
Solid, low to the ground. I mean, even to shoot on Tyson would be hard to get him down because of his build.
That low center of gravity.
Yeah. Tree trunk fucking dies.
Yeah.
Now, granted, can somebody get him down? But yeah, I'm just saying he has that style. But I think anybody, a good boxer, I know that a lot of MMA people are think I'm crazy, but if a boxer was to cross over and fight a top MMA guy, UFC fighter, I would say the best bet is to fight, if you're a boxer, is to fight Conor McGregor. Because Conor's ground game is not that good. I think going in and fight somebody like a Khabib is, being a boxer, is fucking dangerous.
Conor has a good takedown defense. He's hard to get off his feet.
Yeah.
He's hard to get off his feet.
He is. But he's not as good as taking down, or that's not his specialty.
He's getting better.
He is.
But he's hard to get off his feet. And a good takedown defense is deadly.
Yes, and he still knows how to fight on the ground because he's done it.
Yes.
So yeah, he still has the advantage over fight. I'm just saying, if a boxer was to go into the UFC,
Yeah.
that would be more so who I'd want to see.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Instead of going in and fighting a guy like Khabib who can get you in the ground in 2 seconds, no matter how good you are, and then at that point, he's going to rate the boxer any way he wants. Yeah.
Mike Donahue says, "Do you guys think the car accident will hurt Spence' career?" You know what? I don't think so. I think it is a setback, but I think he's young enough, just arrogant enough, or not arrogant, confident enough to get through it. I think he'll be fine.
Okay, so here's a couple good ones on YouTube. The clock says first, he goes, Khabib wrestles, Conor grapples.
Yes, that's not exactly what we said.
Yeah. Jake said the question is, would Tyson take leg kicks and be able to throw kicks with power to set up his range and get inside?
Who knows, man?
Now listen, I've watched a lot of kickboxing matches where guys got knocked out going to throw a kick to the leg and they got knocked out by a punch. That all depends. I mean, is Mike Tyson going to stay on the outside long enough to keep getting kicked in the leg? And shit happens fast in a fight. It's not choreographed. Mike Tyson could come in with one of those quick hooks, and as soon as he catches one of the MMA guys who are not used to getting punched, it could make a big difference. I'm not saying Tyson would win, but listen, it's a lot different. It's a lot easier said than done to just kick Mike Tyson on the leg and on his way in.
Rampage Jackson had those big legs too, and Forrest Griffin kicked the shit out of him. Mm-hmm. It's all metal, man.
But Rampage don't have this. Rampage don't have this. Tyson in his prime, the speed like Tyson did to come in with those 3-punch combos that fast.
If you're getting kicked like that, you ain't coming in with any combo. This is gonna freeze you. You get kicked. If you get kicked like on the side of the leg, it freezes you.
But I'm saying in that split second that if you did, it all depends.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, because guys get kicked in the legs all the time.
And that is debilitating. Getting kicked 3 times in the same spot.
Yep.
Ambrose, what did you think about Jamal Charlo last night? I think both fights were good, Amber. I think they were. Is the Tyson Jones fight still on, Scott? Yep, it is. Brandon's watching. Coach Brandon.
Mike Donahue says, thoughts on Loma versus Teofimo? Sorry if you already have talked about it.
It's all right. I got Lomachenko.
I got Loma, too. I mean, I really would have been a lot more comfortable making that pick 2 years ago. Loma inactive and a little older. And I think with his style, losing a little bit of the reflexes and everything against a guy like Teofimo makes a big difference. Yeah. But I think he's still good enough to sharp enough to probably outbox. And it's one of those things with Loma in this fight. It could be a close, ugly fight, and then it could be Teofimo or Loma could probably make Teofimo quit on his stool.
Yeah, you never know what you're getting.
Teofimo hasn't seen that yet.
And Teofimo. First thing is his upside. He's an amazing fighter. He's young. He's so good. And his fight's close. To me, it's close.
It's a close one,
I just think that Teofimo right now, or not Teofimo, I think Lomachenko right now is still good enough to give him a learning experience. And it's going to be a good one either way for him.
Yeah, this is taking nothing away from I agree with you. I'm not taking anything away from Teofimo.
It's going to make him a better fighter, win or lose.
Yeah, Teofimo is a top dog. I mean, he's unbelievable.
There's a good question from James Burrell. I think a pure boxing stylist can give Conor problems, but being in the pocket with those elbows, kicks, wrist control would be dangerous. Yeah, of course. It's just too much to worry about for an average boxer.
Yeah, that don't do it.
Was
too much. I agree.
Dax Khan is watching with you. Is Tyson? Yes, Scott already asked that. I do. But you know what? The thing is, here's the X factor for me. Lomachenko's just getting older. Yeah. We don't know when Father Time's going to come in and tap him. You know what I mean?
That's my point on that. Okay, we talk about it all the time. Power is the last thing to go.
It is.
For a guy like Triple G at his age, he could get away with that because he still has just enough speed, even though he may have lost some. But he's still in the fight because of his style and the way he fights. Loma fights mainly. Loma's whole style is based off of reflexes and speed. And at that level against a guy like timing, and if it's off that much against a guy like Tiafimo, that could make a real difference. It's not like Lomachenko was a guy who comes in and wears you down and breaks you down.
Mhm.
When you fight that way, actually, you could fight a little bit longer as you get older. Loma is a speed, skilled athlete,
Yeah.
and when you start losing that, it can make a big difference.
I think it does. I think just that little. Lomachenko is that type of fighter. When you lose a little bit,
It makes a big
it
difference.
makes a big difference for the style of fighting he does. Because Lomachenko is not a one-punch knockout artist. He just not. He's an attrition. He'll wear you down and beat you up.
He'll brain mess you up mentally, physically. He's just too much to handle. But when you start losing some of that, again, especially against a guy like Tiafimo, that can make a big difference.
You know what I heard? You know what? There was a great article I saw. It was on Lomachenko. It was an article. It's called "What It's Like to Fight Lomachenko," and it was Sosa. Jason Sosa did an article. I think it's from the ring. I don't know if you guys seen this article, but he said that Lomachenko was so good, he was changing his breathing pattern to his. Like on the inside, Jason Sosa started saying he started noticing he was breathing like Lomachenko, and it was even that was wearing on him. The way he was breathing, he was trying to keep up with him.
Yeah,
and it was just mental.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can't put myself in that position where you're so like involved with the fight. You're even breathing like him, and you're wearing yourself out just thinking about being hit.
Yep.
He said he wore himself thinking about being hit more than it was being hit.
Exactly. Who's this on YouTube? Lion Killer Podcast. What's up, Jay and Kelly?
What's up, Lion Killer? They have a good show. He had a great show.
Post the article, the quads. Post the article.
TNT wasn't old enough to beat Loma. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't
have to be.
I don't have to be. I don't know if that age means anything right now.
Loma's conditioning will keep Father Time from catching you with him anytime soon. All right, James, but okay, listen, conditioning, yeah, he keeps himself, he's a health freak, but Father Time is different for everybody, and you start at that age, even in baseball. In baseball alone, when a guy is 32 years old, you start hearing the commentators call them a veteran of the sport. You do start losing timing. I mean, it happens. No matter how good of shape you keep yourself in, it does happen. Floyd Mayweather, listen, conditioned all of his life, but Floyd Mayweather's style was different. Like Mayweather also, he was a great counterpuncher and he had great reflexes. But Floyd Mayweather also lured his guys in to make them miss, and it was more choreographed and it was more technical. Lomachenko makes moves and cuts angles and stuff by pure athleticism and reflexes. That makes a big difference. Manny Pacquiao is a guy who throws a lot of punches from different angles, and he lost a little bit, but he's still a busy fighter. So that's going to help him. As where Lomachenko, again, fights off of his reflexes and reaction time.
And we all know, and it's not just boxing, any sport, the first thing to go is reaction and time.
The last thing to go is power.
And the last thing to go is power.
Which a power guy like a Triple G, they can last at an older age a little better. Now, with that being said, we're not saying that Lomachenko is going to lose this fight. I'm picking Lomachenko. James is picking Lomachenko. But we're saying 2 years ago, I'm confident in my pick. Right now, I'm leaning towards Lomachenko, but I'm not as confident in the pick. I'm not, because of that age.
So let me ask you this, Kelly. When you hit,
explain to people, man.
Let me ask you this, Kelly. When you hit 28, right, in boxing, and you got hit. You got hit at 28. Some of the punches that you were hit with 28, there was no way you would have been hit with a 23.
Probably not. No, and that's what I'm going on. I mean, people don't understand that. You can't. They get a fucking thing in their head, and you try to explain to them. But 31, 32 years old as a pro boxer, especially when everything's based off, yeah, you keep yourself in great shape, but you're going to lose a little bit. It's not going to be what it was at 28, 29. It's just not.
You remember punching? You know, you're punching, you throw that shot, and it wasn't there when 3 years ago. It would have been there, and it just wasn't there anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Or even when you let go of the right hand, and you can't let it go.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that, you know what? Emmanuel Stewart said that. When you throw the right hand and you do not throw it, like you just don't let it go at all, he said that's the first sign that you're getting too old for the sport when you just can't let your right hand go anymore.
Yep. And then Clark said usually smaller guys age quicker. And they do.
They fight more.
Let's not forget,
They fight more.
Lomachenko had a lot of amateur fights too. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that he's slowed guys, but I would guarantee you he's not what he was at 27 or 26 years old.
Jake, that's a good question. Kelly, would you take Jamel Charlos' skill and reflexes, Jamal's power as a more important skill for longevity? Longevity, your power.
Power, yeah, because of the fact that Jamal still has good reflexes, and it's not like he gets hit a lot, you know. So there is a difference. A guy who gets fucking pounded on every fight, but just ends up with a big shot, their longevity is not going to be good either. Jamal, he still has reflexes. Yeah, his power, that's going to help him more. It's going to benefit him longer in fights.
Yes. Dax Khan, one of the best guys in the sport, said 135 has not been his best weight either. Rigo versus Loma, for example, 122. Rigo is a different fighter, older than Loma at a weight he was not used to. We can see it against Lopez. And he said, doesn't mean Lopez is a better fighter, just younger, stronger, as stated. Reflexes can go in one night. He's right.
The quad, they rely on different attributes. The quad says, who was your hardest puncher you faced? Goes, Edison Miranda. Let's get to this real quick because James, I got to go back on the one with James.
Yeah.
Mike Donahue goes, Javante versus Santa Cruz.
I got Leo.
That's a tough one. I'll pick closer to the thing because that's a 50-50 fight.
It was a 50-50 fight, but I'm going Leo on his production.
Conditioning,
on his production.
James says, I agree, but just have a feeling he's an exception. He still has muscle memory, and if he loses a step, it's a step most others never had. I guess I agree. He isn't prime, just like he's still. And James, I do agree with you on that. Against other guys in that weight class, but I think Teofimo is a special kind of fighter that not having that little fucking hair difference could make a big difference in a fight. Teofimo is by far the hardest puncher in that weight division, or in the three weight divisions by each other. Yeah. Pound for pound, I would say he's the hardest puncher. His reflexes.
You really think at welterweight too?
Oh,
you would give him over Virgil Ortiz?
No, I would say junior welterweight. Lightweight and junior lightweight. Yeah.
I would say that's a balls kick for welterweight.
No, So, but I think he is in those three immediate weight classes around lightweight.
Let me ask you this: what would you think about a fight with now? Let's say a year from now or 2 years, Teofimo and Virgil Ortiz.
Who?
Teofimo Lopez, Virgil Ortiz Jr.
Oh,
2 years from now, when they're at where they should be.
I'm gonna go, and I'm not saying this being biased. I'm probably gonna lean towards Virgil due to natural size difference.
There's no different speed. There's no different speeds between them. I don't think
one's faster than the other. The one is it's a little bit,
but that power though is
and you're talking a guy who's right now comfortably 2 weight classes above.
Yeah.
So,
Dominic's watching. Christine Clark's watching. You guys think Chocolatito makes a good comeback? You know what? I love Chocolatito, but I do not
Stay on your page, man.
Well, I'm helping.
No, I don't need help.
I'll read my page. I'll read my page. I'll read my page anyway. It's better.
James is cheating on you, Facebook.
I read both pages, but I forget, man. I just start reading shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over there and
start
reading all Facebook.
You just stay on your page. See, you should switch to my phone plan because I get good signal regardless.
Who you got?
T-Mobile. Yeah, they bought Sprint too.
AT&T, I'm telling you, I think it's birdfish over here.
Yeah, they're
doing something over.
No, all the people suck up your Wi-Fi.
I think they are. I'm being honest.
What do you guys think happens with the Canelo's future?
I'm going to have to get Justin to figure out how to put a block on it.
Yeah. You got questions? You're missing them. See, that's
what do you guys think happens with Canelo's future? A lot. I mean, Canelo's in a great position, really. I mean, and it's all to Canelo. If these big mega fights don't come, I think it comes down to one person. Right now, Canelo he can stay at light heavyweight. Canelo can stay at super middleweight, where there's a shitload of names. And Canelo could go back down right now where you have three other guys that I think a lot of the boxing people are interested in seeing. I think the boxing people would not mind seeing him fight Charlo, Andrade, Saunders, Bivol, Benavidez, Better Beef. I mean, so you got three weight classes that are packed right now, that are loaded with talent. Right now, it's all up to Canelo, honestly.
It is. It really is. You know what? I really do.
He's in a position where he could cement his legacy better than any other fighter could.
Any Mexican fighter in history.
Yeah.
Did anyone at middleweight beat Canelo? I think super middleweight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe super middleweight. Yeah. I believe Benavidez could beat him.
Yeah.
I think Benavidez could beat him, and I think Bivol could beat him at 68.
Who do you got, Jamal or Triple G? Let's say it happens in the next 6 months.
You know what? Triple G hasn't looked great. I would lean toward Jamal, Kelly.
I can't.
You take that Triple G power?
Because he still has fight. Now that goes on styles. Jamal beat Derenchenko. I get it. He beat Derenchenko better than Triple G and Daniel Jacobs did. More convincingly. I got it. I get it. But the way Charlo fights and the way Triple G fights, it's a little different. And I might be wrong. I think it's still a good fight because Triple G has aged, and you can tell and you can see it. I don't know. I'm leaning towards Triple G now because I think Jamal gets hit very easily enough though, and I think that Triple G could possibly break him down.
They said 6 months later too. That's so long. I'm gonna do it. Kelly, I'm gonna go with Jamal. I'm gonna go with Jamal.
I'm gonna still lean.
I would hate to, but I'm gonna take the minority and say Jamal outboxes him.
And you hear it, and I just gave two. Now you guys are gonna say I just gave Jamal and Jamel super credit, but styles make fights. And I'm just sorry, in my opinion. But who knows? It's not a for sure. I'm not saying Triple G.
No.
Oh, you gotta be crazy to pick Jamal. No, I mean that's a close one.
Louis watching.
All right, what's up, Louis? James says Virgil's fluidity is what impresses me the most about him. The way he moves and got spaces on his punches is amazing. Feels like watching a Kelly Collins that can move like Sergio Martinez. Yeah.
Well, Sergio Martinez moved like that because he was scared to get hit.
It was nice to move like that a little bit.
Yeah, dude, I used to see Sergio move like that all the time in camp. Dude, that dude was slick, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I know you know. But I remember. No, but did you see the documentary on him the other day? They have a documentary on Netflix called Montevilla.
Yeah.
And I called you the first 5 minutes. I said, Kelly.
Yeah, somebody else told me about it.
I said, you're on the documentary. Like the first 2 minutes of the documentary, you're fighting him.
Yeah.
And it has Doc Anderson and it has Roger and Camp sparring with him.
Oh, cool. Michael, do you guys think anyone can beat Tyson Fury right now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
At heavyweight?
Uh-huh.
Who do you think?
Usyk. I think Usyk beats Tyson Fury.
I think Usyk's. I think he could be the next big thing in the heavyweight division, but I just don't think he can right now.
I think he can.
I think he beat AJ.
I think AJ beats Tyson Fury.
I think the only one still that has the best chance of beating Fury is Wilder.
I think AJ.
Even though I don't want to see a third fight, but Wilder with his power, I think has the best chance of beating Fury.
I don't know. I think Fury has a key to Wilder roller skates. No, that's never going to change anymore. I think AJ or Usyk have the best chance to beat Fury. You know who's going to beat Fury? Fury.
Well, that'd be the only one.
Fury.
Most people hate to say it, but I mean, Fury is a 6'9", 270-pound heavyweight that can move.
Yeah,
that can fight. That's hard to beat.
Sure it is. It says Jack said, I think we've seen Jamal's weakness to the body. Triple's been known to really hurt guys to the body. Canelo brutalizes the body. I like Charlo, but not ready for Canelo Triple G. Maybe due to age again. I agree. I could not watch.
I think he's ready.
Would you see Canelo Triple G again?
No.
Dude, he would brutalize him. That's what Dak's saying too. I agree.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
no, Canelo would brutalize Triple G right now.
He said Charlo got hurt to the body too. Yeah. Let's not forget. Yeah, he did. That's what I think I was kind of saying. The Quags, I agree. Triple G will get him. I think Chanko could have been stopped in a 10th against Triple G.
Yeah. What do you think about Casemiro's
But
performance?
Devonchenko gave Triple G a lot better fight.
Brian, go ahead. That's a good question.
What do you guys think of
Casemiro's performance? He's punches but impresses Will Kenny beat anyway. Not with that style.
No.
You're not going to eat punches against a guy like Inoue and impose anything. Inoue is such a dynamic puncher. He punches. He just don't punch hard. He punches fast. He punches from different angles. And you're going to stop this guy.
Doing that against a guy like Inoue may put the sport in jeopardy.
Yeah.
And why I say that is because
they kill him.
Yeah.
Kelly, we saw that guy work, didn't we? We saw. Remember the South? Was it in California? The guys from those guys that flew in from Rudy had flew those guys in from Argentina, or remember that they all three left after sparring anyway that night. He flew 3 sparring partners in, and 2 of them snuck out during the night and flew back home after sparring 3 rounds with anyway. Yep, that dude can crack.
Yeah, he can. He hits like a middleweight. What do you guys think about Herring versus Frampton? Neither of their last fights were very impressive.
I like Jamel. I think Jamel can outbox him.
I do too. I think he's a little stronger.
Yeah, I like Jamel is slicker than people thought. Yeah. I know a lot of people were on Jamel about he had the fracture, and then they're like, "Nick, stop because of fracture." You know, he's doing his job, looking out for his career because no one else is. Yep. He was winning the fight up to that point anyway. He hadn't dropped. What else do you want him to do?
What do you guys think? Prograis should fight next. He needs to get back in the mix. He's a good fighter.
I'd like to see him fight Mikey Garcia next.
That'll be a good one.
I think so. I think him and Mikey Garcia would be a great fight.
I don't know, going right back into
What about Virgil Ortiz and Prograis at 147?
No, I'd rather see him fight Mikey.
What? You'd rather see Prograis fight Mikey than Virgil?
Because I think Mikey's a little naturally smaller than Virgil.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's as devastating as a puncher.
I don't know about that motherfucker's safety. It's a fight.
Yeah. No, I'm saying what I would see. Because I'm in for Mikey, too. I think Mikey wins that fight fairly easy because Mikey's technical skill and experience. And yeah, I mean, I think Mikey wins, but I think it's a better pick for well, I'm talking business part.
For Prograis.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from his standpoint.
I we're looking at it from a fan point of view.
Yeah, if I'm Prograis, I take fight with Mike, but I think I would take a tune-up because you're not. I don't think Prograis beats Mikey either.
No,
not even close.
I think Virgil hits so hard he would hurt Prograis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Mikey, I think Mikey beats.
Mikey hits hard too. Let's not get it wrong, but it's a different kind of.
Mikey beats Prograis up.
Yeah,
over a period of time.
If Pacquiao versus McGregor are good for the sport, I think anything is. I don't see why not. It adds new people to the sport.
It does. And boxing needs that shot in the arm.
And I made the point a couple weeks ago, Kelly. People were talking about on the show a couple weeks ago is having the Logan Paul and Jake Paul bad for the sport. And I said, look, guys, my daughter doesn't know who Inoue is. My daughters don't know who. My daughter don't know who any of them are. They don't know Triple G, but they do know who Logan Paul is, and they know that. They'll watch that. But you know what? Because of Logan Paul, my daughters know Garcia, the little kid with Garcia. Help me out,
Ryan.
The kids know Ryan Garcia. Those are the guys bringing this young generation to sport right now.
Yeah.
They know Virgil. They know Ryan.
I think it's great. What does it hurt? What do you guys think of Andrade in the middleweight division? He's entertaining and unique, but does he get big fights?
He just doesn't fight enough.
No, that's nobody really to blame.
He just doesn't fight enough, and that's the problem.
Aaron said he doesn't believe Manny versus Conor happens.
Yeah.
Thinks McGregor is trying to talk his way into it, but doesn't think it happens.
Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised anymore. Furman says, thoughts on Luis Neri? I think he's good. I think Luis Neri is good.
Yeah, he's tough. I mean,
you just don't get it. We don't see enough of him. Not a lot of. You don't get a lot of footage. He doesn't get a lot of fights on camera. And if he is, he's stuck on the undercard.
It's a bad weight class.
You remember like Finito Lopez, how good he was? Nobody knew Finito Lopez, but stuck way below an undercard somewhere.
Those little weight classes too is like being like woman boxing. To be honest.
What about Prograis versus Barrios? I think the same thing. I think I would go with Prograis against Barrios.
Yeah, I would too.
I think Barrios gets hit too much.
I forgot it. JD was so funny. Okay, what do you guys have at number one pound for pound right now? I think there's a strong argument for Canelo.
I have Canelo or Crawford tied. I don't know. That could be one or the other for me.
I think so. I know you guys are going to Harris. Spence is still got a decent case. Lomachenko dropped back for me due to lack of
Fighting.
Yeah, and unfortunately names.
Yeah. Who do you guys have? Michael Donnie says, who do you have at number one pound for pound? No, that's not. I know you guys will hate this, but Better Beef versus Smith. I want predictions.
Oh.
I got Better Beef by a mile, man.
Oh, brutality.
Better Beef. That's not close. Bro.
Either brutality or just a brutal knockout.
Smith is a good face first, come to you type fighter, and he's rugged, But the thing is, with that rugged, Better Beef's a crack.
Oh man. Ooh. And Smith has got a decent pop, but he's not a big power puncher. He's not going to hurt Better Beef.
Now Smith's going back to the road crew.
Ow.
It would be hard for me to get bet against anybody against Better Beef at this point in that division.
Yeah.
Maybe Bivol right now.
I think Bivol stood a good chance because of his defense
and his style.
Yeah, but no, not Spence versus Crawford. Ooh. Right now, if I had to pick Crawford.
I got Crawford just because he's maybe more of a complete fighter.
10 months ago, I'm kind of a little more like great 50-50 fight, but I'd definitely go with Crawford.
Do you know what would fight be a nice bridge fight? Porter and Crawford. That way I could bridge and see what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be an ugly fight, of course.
Does it go past 8? Spence Crawford? Absolutely. I think it goes to decision. I don't think no one's
Is
talking.
he talking about Spence Crawford, or is he talking about Better Beef?
Oh,
Smith?
well, we can say both. With Spence Crawford, I think it goes to decision. You ain't knocking.
Yeah. And I think Better Beef Smith is.
I think they're looking at 5.
Yeah.
4 or 5. Porter Crawford would be ugly, but I think Crawford would keep him at a distance and bounce him a little more.
I don't care who you are. Porter's going to make it ugly.
But I think Crawford has the ability to box a little more than he's smart enough not to slug with him like that.
Yeah, Ryan Beewood, will we ever see Terrence Crawford versus an El Heyman fighter? Probably not. Dude, they won't even put, on Fox, they won't even put Crawford up as, he's a top fucking guy at welterweight, and they won't even put him up with the champion.
They won't recognize the WBO.
Oh, so I don't know. The way it's looking right now, unless they come to an overnight peace talk and do whatever they got to do to make friends.
Yeah.
I don't think you will. Again, like I said, if they're not even putting Terrence Crawford's picture up, being mentioned as the top guys in the welterweight division. That's how bad it is.
What do you think about that? Who do you guys want to see Pacquiao? I would love to see Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia fight.
I think that'd be great for both.
I think he would.
I think they both deserve it.
I do too. I think that'd be a great fight. Garcia versus Campbell. Oh, I'm going to take Ryan in that fight. I know Campbell's a good fighter.
Oh, Ryan Garcia.
Campbell.
Yeah.
You like Campbell, right?
Yeah, I do.
I do, and I got Ryan. I'm just saying Campbell's a good fighter. Something just tells me that Ryan is going to spring a shocker with that power and speed. I don't know. I got Ryan.
And it's another 50-50 fight. So I'm going with Campbell.
Well, I see your point, Kelly, because Ryan makes a lot of mistakes that Campbell's going to capitalize.
Yeah, and Campbell could fight.
Ryan, I don't like when Ryan stays in the pocket and he admires his work. He's straight up in the air, his chin straight up. A guy like Campbell's going to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. Well, I think we hit the end of the road. YouTube was bumping tonight.
Yeah, it was. Christy's watching. Hey, Christy. I don't know. There's so many good fights coming on. We'll be back in our regular studio next week, right?
Yeah, we will.
We're going to have Justin in there.
We're going to bring him. We're
going to bring him.
Who would you like Triple G to fight next?
Retirement.
Retire.
His bank account is gone career.
Yep. Or give Andrade a shot at it. And at this point, I think Andrade stands a good chance to win. But let one of these guys. If you want one more big fight,
Why not Bill Joe Saunders a trilogy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or Andrade. I mean,
yeah, like that.
Get the guy to fight. I don't want to see him fight Canelo again.
I don't want to see that. That's
so.
But yeah, was a great show, right?
It was. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to wrap up, guys.
Did you guys watch the Brenda's fight?
You want to text us?
Yeah. Did you watch the Brenda's fight? He looked good. I did watch it. I did. I agree with you. He did. And Dorticos is always strong, and that also goes to show you how good Usyk was for beating both those guys.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll text
him. So any minute here, guys, when we get the word from our producer, we will be winding it down. True, I don't want to see Canelo Triple G again either. Thanks, fellas. Glad the show is back. No problem, Mike. Thanks for I want to thank all the YouTube guys, people on today.
Yeah, I do too.
For coming on and a lot of great questions.
Thank you.
Facebook.
Thank you, guys. Like, I agree with Kelly.